something would have flashed, right? What flashed to your mind when you heard creating miracles? Nothing? Okay. Means when you were hearing that, I thought we were thinking of creating miracles. So even I want to create a miracle, right? We had a thought, okay, let me listen and create a miracle. So everyone can create a miracle. You all want to create miracle? If you wouldn't, then you wouldn't be sitting here, right? So you all want to create miracles in life, you can. I can guarantee you, you can. All of us can create miracles in life. When I say miracles in life, it covers many aspects. Maybe you can create miracle in health issues, or miracles in relationship, or miracles in business, workplace, for family. In any aspect, in any area, you can create miracles. How to create miracles? Do you need anything for that? Any superpower or some power? What do you need to create miracles?
To believe.
To believe, yeah. Before believing, there's another thing. There is something that you should believe.
Mastering your own senses.
First, you need to create a thought. You need to think. You need to think. You need to believe, and then you have to visualize. So there are three things to create miracles. If I don't think that I need to create a miracle, or if I'm not clear at what miracle I need to create, then what will you believe, right? So the first thing to create miracles is to think. And when we think, then it starts, right? But actually what happens is, thinking, we all know, we all can think, and we all are thinking. In fact, I can say we are all thinking creatures, right? We are always thinking, day and night, our thoughts are going and going and going on. We are thinking. Brother, it's disturbing me. The Tamil translation is disturbing me. Yeah. Maybe there are two of them, so later. And even she can understand, so only one. So it's disturbing me also and others.
You can write, you can read.
Yeah, later. Okay, later. Thank you. So, when I was telling it, we should be clear, like what miracle I need to create. Because our mind, without thinking, without creating anything, everything is created in mind, they say. Once they said, I have planned to go to Japan. One person was telling, I'm thinking of going to Japan. Then the other person said, wow, how much will it cost? Then the person said, it won't cost anything because I'm thinking. Thinking costs nothing, right? We all have that thinking ability. We all have that ability to think, right? The other day also I was telling this, like when we think about other creatures, when we compare other species, humans are completely helpless and defenseless. Like other creatures, we cannot always keep on climbing the trees like a monkey, or we cannot live underwater always like an alligator, or even a tiny insect can kill a human being. We are so defenseless. But nature, God, has given us a beautiful gift called the ability to think. We all have that ability. So we make use of that ability first to create miracles. So first we need to know what a miracle I need to create. Be clear in that. Okay? Now you just think of two people. You can close your eyes, first listen and then do it. You can close your eyes and think of two people. One is the I, that is what am I now. And the other person is what I want to become or what I want to create. The miracle eye, the present I and the miracle eye. You can just see now, close your eyes and try to see two people. That is, first one, the present I, and the second person is the miracle I. Okay? When you are just looking, you see whether you can see the differences between the first person and the second person. And then, after if you find the differences, at least try to find 3 differences. And then you see if you can have some specific changes. You can bring some specific changes to reach from this person to that. Did you see 2 people? How many of you saw 2 people? You could see 2 people. Good. And did you see the differences? Did you see the changes? Did you see the changes? Was it clear? So now you want to change? You want to bring that change? This is the way to create miracles, right? First I should know what miracle I need to create. So when I change, my world will also change. When I say my world, then my world means my thoughts, my feelings, my relationships, my workplace, my business, my family, everything. Okay? Everything changes. You can create miracle in any area of your life. For example, even changing a habit, we can call it as a miracle. Do you agree? Miracle means something wow. No. Even changing a habit, they say it's creating a miracle in your relationship. For example, if a person is worrying, has a habit of worrying, or if a person has a habit of getting irritated, then what happens in the relationship? You know that. What are the consequences and what are the results of that? So, when I bring a change in my habit, then that is also called a miracle. So, let us take worrying. So, do you have any worries? Do you have any worries? Are you of that type, worrying nature? Okay, let us assume a person who has a habit of worrying too much. Okay? Anything may be the reason. So maybe we can take the reason, my son is not studying well. This is the reason for my worry. Okay? We don't know when we created these habits. Worrying, getting irritated, frustrated, we never know. We were not born with these things. But somehow, we don't know when it happened, but now everything is in automatic mode, right? So, my son is not studying well. This is the reality. So, I am worried about that. Now, what we should do to create a miracle in this context? Now, I need to counter the thought and change. So, how to counter that thought and change? My son is not studying well. So, if we have to counter that thought, what thought you need to create?
My son studying well.
My son is studying well. But the reality is your son is not studying well. So when you create the thought of high energy or high vibrations, then it raises the vibration of the other person also. When you go on thinking that my son, that is, as you said, believing, you create the thought that my son is studying well and you need to believe it.
So you're putting your energy on the other
High,
person.
yes,
The
high energy. If you create, you're not forcing him, you're creating a high energy vibration or high energy thought, and that high energy thought will raise the thought of other person.
So do you meditate on that? Is that?
Yeah, it's more or less like meditation or affirmations. Like just creating a thought, not even meditating, it's just creating a thought. Whenever the thought arises, my son is not studying well, immediately what you need to do is
Counteract it.
counter it. My son is studying. So is there any difference? You just think, my son is studying well, my son is not studying well. Is there any difference between the two? Just, we don't know whether he is studying or not. But when as soon as you think of that, immediately there is some change in your mind, right? So we always need to create the high end. Whatever you want, you need to think. But people usually what they do is, they are always thinking what they don't want, right? So we have to make it a habit. I need to think what I need, what I want, and you can make it happen. Without thinking, you cannot do anything. They say we have two worlds, right? One is the inner world and one is the outer world or the external world. So whatever, the day I'd been to the icon, Australian icon, the opera house, and then I was just thinking, so before constructing the opera house there, it should be constructed, it was somebody's plan, it was somebody's blueprint in somebody's mind, and they implemented that into the action. So if the thought doesn't arise, you cannot do any miracles. So first you create a thought. Everything happens twice. It's a theory. Everything happens twice in this world. Before happening here, it is happening somewhere else. If I just ask you, please raise your hands without thinking to raise. Can you do it? So without thinking, you cannot lift your hands. So everything is based on thinking. So what is the science behind the thinking? What is the science behind thinking? You need to understand. When we understand that, then we can easily think my son is studying well. For that we need to understand the relation between my thoughts and my feelings. You just see, it's very highly impossible to have a jealousy feeling without creating thoughts regarding jealous. It's highly impossible to experience that angry feeling without creating the thoughts of anger. If I am sad or I am having a sad feeling, then that is due to the thoughts connected to the sadness. If I am anxious, then that is also, if there is fear, that is also. So you cannot change the feeling. Can you change the feeling? You cannot change the feeling, but if you just stop, rewind, and just think, go back and think, then you can see what the thought was. That is, you cannot change the feeling, but you can go back and see what you were thinking, what was your thought. And when you change that thought, the feeling also changes. There is very close relationship between thoughts and feelings. As soon as you enter, you see the roses, you see the garden flowers, and you think, nice, wow, nice. When you enter, you have a good feeling, nice meditation room. And what kind of feeling? When you create the thought, it's a nice place, then what kind of feeling you experience? What kind of feel you have? Good feeling. You feel good. And after coming here, you saw something which you don't like, and you create a thought, or you make it thought, then immediately what happens? You don't feel good, right? So everything is in your thoughts. So the first step to create a miracle is think. Whatever you want to create, you think, and then you have to feel as though it has happened. I am. It's not I have to. It's I am. I am like that. I am that person. I am that. Maybe it may be your health issues or whatever, your relationship, everything. I am. Use those words, I am. And then you need to believe. And when you start doing this, within a week you can create a miracle. Even a week is more. Sometimes before that you can create a miracle. So the first step is we need to think and we need to feel it. Because sometimes what happens is we think but we don't feel and we don't believe it. Sometimes it has happened to me, then I would think I have to score more marks, and then, my own conscience laughs at me. How can you get more marks? You haven't studied. So it's logic, right? So I need to believe. Don't you just push them all and then, yes, I have to do this. I am going to get this marks, or I am going to finish this project, whatever it is. But I am doing it. Okay? And when we do that, then there is a kind of feeling that supports your thoughts. And then when you believe your feeling, then it becomes the reality. So if you want to create a miracle or make that happen, then you have to create the thought in your inner world or in your mind. And when you do that, it's easy for you to make it happen here. Like I am coming from India, and he just introduced me the place where I am coming from. There's a very big temple, huge Shiva temple there. Nobody can construct now this time. That's such a beautiful construction and everything. The architect, the sculptures and everything. Before constructing the temple there, it should have been in somebody's mind. So that is what I'm talking about, the first step. And then coming to the second step. Who creates thoughts? I know we need to create thought. So who is the creator of your thoughts? Always? Always? You are the creator of your thoughts always? Okay. Then if you are the creator of your thoughts always, then create. Who is stopping you? People may stop you from doing something. But who can stop you from thinking? Can anybody stop you from thinking? No. So it's your thoughts. You are creating it. So you have to create. So next what happens? That when you create a thought, there is always an impact. It influences many things. So first, my thought, it influences, that is the first the feeling, and then it influences my body or my health. That is whatever I think, it travels through whole of my body, all the trillion cells of my body. So if I create a thought, I am very tired, I am very sick, I had a very long day, I had a very tedious day, then what happens? Sometimes, I don't know whether it has happened to you or not. I have often experienced that. It will be a long day and we will be tired. But it's continuously 3 or 4 people. You are looking so tired. You are looking so tired. Did you have a long day? If they ask, immediately what happens? You become more tired, right? So that thought affects our health. It affects our body. Nowadays, doctors say all the diseases or the problems regarding health is due to unhealthy lifestyle. So what is that unhealthy lifestyle? Unhealthy eating habits, unhealthy sleeping habits, unhealthy exercising habits, all those things. And when you change, people change. When doctor advises, then people change. Their eating habits, their exercising habits, their sleeping, everything they change. Still, they have the disease. Why? Because they didn't change the thinking habits. Their thinking habits are still unhealthy. They are the unhealthy thinking habits. So due to this unhealthy thinking habit, sometimes it's overthinking, like overeating. If we eat more, then obesity is always there. We become obese like that when we overthink. Like yesterday, Charlie Boy was speaking to a group and he was mentioning today's problem of the world is overthinking. All 7.4 billions, people, they are thinking and they are pumping something into the world, right? So the thinking affects my body. So I need to change my thinking habits. So how to change my thinking habits? What do you feel when you just think, or what flashes when you think I need to change my thinking habits or unhealthy thinking habits? If I should have a healthy thinking habit, what I need to do? It's very easy to say think positive. It's very easy to say think positive, no? But it's not that easy in practical. So for that, what my own experience is, somehow I practiced. First, you need to do right thinking, step by step. First, right thinking. So what do you understand when I say right thinking? What is right thinking? I can give you an example to explain that. Maybe you have a problem for 30%. You have 30% problem. So how much you need to worry? How much you need to think about it? It should be 30%. Then it's right thinking. But what we are doing is wrong thinking, like wrong eating habits. We are having wrong thinking habits. Just 30% of problem we are thinking for 100, 200, 300. So what happens? How can we create miracles? So first we need to change our thinking habits, have healthy thinking habits. And when we have that healthy thinking habits, then to some extent we can practice, we can think, we believe, and whatever we think. Otherwise there's too much of thoughts and even negative or waste thoughts. Your thought, you might have created that I need to create a miracle, but it won't get the power. So first in the beginning you need to create right thinking or practice right thinking. And after a week, if you are aware and sincerely you are practicing it, then for the second week you need to be an optimistic thinker, right? And then only you can become a positive thinker. Otherwise, always what happens in relationships, what happens? We are finding fault, we are criticizing, we are holding the past. How can we then bring a healthy thinking habit? So if our thinking habits should be healthy, or we want to overcome all the unhealthy thinking habits, then what we need to do is, like you are very cautious about your diet, healthy diet, like that we need to give healthy diet to our mind. Feed healthy diet. Then you can overcome the unhealthy thinking habits. And this thought, whatever thought we create, I said it passes through all the trillions and billions cells of the body. So you are radiating. You are radiating the thoughts to the body. You know, sometimes what happens is 20 years before, there was no medicine. 20 or 30 years before, there was no medicine for cancer, right? But now there is medicine for cancer. But what we have fed 20 years before, cancer is very dangerous, and then if there is cancer, we lose our lives, there is no medicine. So that thought has traveled all over the body, and now if somebody they have that cancer and doctor has diagnosed that you are having a cancer, then what kind of healing they can do? Because of unhealthy thinking habits. So this is something related to your health, to your body. And then what happens? First your feeling, that is your mind is affected, and then your body is affected. If you don't have a good thought, then you don't have a good feeling, then naturally you can say your mind is affected, and then your body is affected. Your body becomes sick, and then that thoughts radiates to people for whom you have created. When it comes to relationship, we behave so nicely. We speak to them so nicely, but still there is no good or strong relationships. Why? We think we have behaved in such a nice way, we speak to them in such a nice way, but still there is no good relationship. Why? Why? Why do you think so? Because we are not giving importance for thinking. We are not thinking about people in a better way or a nice way. So relationships are formed or created when we think about people in a nice way. Maybe I can greet you, maybe I can say that you are a very nice person, nice meeting you, glad to meet you, everything so lovely to meet you, but inside I'm thinking, waste of time, many things, sometimes it happens. So our thoughts reaches fast. Even in science they say the velocity of thoughts is more than sound and light. A sun ray to reach the earth, approximately it takes 8.5 minutes. But a thought to reach the sun, just think of the sun and you are there in a fraction of a second. It reaches so fast. So we should be very aware that if I need good relationship, if I want to heal my relationships, I need to think good about people, whoever they are, XYZ. And when I start doing that, our relationship improves. I can create a miracle in relationship also. Otherwise, what happens is, maybe both of us are, there's somebody with me and we both are not able to get along each other. And I keep on creating the thought, I'm not able to get along with the person, I'm not able to get along with the person. Then what happens? You're just thinking, I'm not able to get along, such a horrible, such a this sanskar or habits, so I'm not able to get along with the person. Then what happens? You can never get along. If you're just creating those thoughts, you can never get along. Instead, what you have to do? Counter the thought, change it. I'm able to get along. And believe it. Then your relationship improves. We don't stop it here. We just create, I'm not able to get along, and we repeat it in our mind, and then we speak with the people also. We say, I'm not able to get along with her. And what happens is, we put that in their mind, and they start thinking, oh, these two people are not able to get along with each other. And what they started telling others, you know what? These two people, they are not able to get along. So what kind of vibrations I'm spreading? And what happens to my relationship? Worse. So who is doing that? They are not the reason. I am the reason. So if I want to have a good relationship, then I like this, always think good about people. It's not only in behaving or speaking or being with them, but always think good about people. And when we do that, then our relationship improves. It may be for workplace or it may be for anything. We can create miracles. I have done plenty of miracles, but I didn't know that's all, these thoughts and processes and all those things. But before that also, I have created lots of miracles. So everyone can create, because we have that so much of power. In India, I say in the circus, they train the elephants. And I've always seen, it's such a wonder. I was thinking that such a big animal, elephant, it can easily, if you are in front of an elephant, what can it do? A human being is helpless, it can easily push you off. But the human mind has trained the elephant in such a way that elephant listens to whatever the human being says. In a circus I have seen, he shows the small stool and people says, you stand on that, the elephant is standing on that. Such a big animal, huge animal. It can approach so many trees, such big trees. But still, the mind is more powerful, thoughts are more powerful than that elephant. We need to understand. Okay, look, I can create thoughts. Your thoughts create reality. Right? Let us come to the point. My son is not studying well. So the situation is here. Normally what we are doing is, we look at the situation and we create thoughts. But now it should change. It should change. We are looking at the situation and creating the thought, But now the priority should change. How? We should create thought and make it happen. That change we need to bring. So which is easy? Now what we are doing? We see the situation and then we are creating thoughts. So only we say my son is not studying well. Instead of that, we need to create the thought that my son is studying well and make it happen.
So so our thought obviously affects the other person and the vibration.
Yeah. Yeah. So I need to create thought and create that reality. Create that situation. Easy? Easy? So in all little things first, you have to practice. If you just listen, anything won't happen. You listen, you plan, you practice, and you achieve the result, then you have the confidence to use this formula for everything. This equation, it should fit in your mind that I need to create the thought and create the situation. It's not that situation is there, so I am creating the thoughts about the situation. So in this way we need to practice. Like the Sunday, like yesterday also I was sharing that. I would like to share once more here. That is, in 2003, I was asked to go to Paris, France, from India, but I didn't want to go. I didn't really want to go there. So, but I said I'm not interested in it. But our senior sister, she said, yeah, you have to go. Then, we have that kind of relationship. So, I didn't tell anything to her. But in my mind, I was thinking I should not get visa for France. I should not get visa. I was just meditating that I should not go there, I should not get visa. And it happened. I applied for the visa, it was not granted, it was rejected. And I was so happy. From the consulate, I called my senior sister and said, I didn't get visa. I didn't, at that time, I didn't know that I should say that in an unhappy way. What I told was very happily I said, I didn't get visa. It's natural, right? And she just felt that and she said, you just come to the center. And I went there. She said, you are playing with your thoughts. I know, you are playing with your thoughts. She is senior, like she has meditated for many years and she could feel that. And she said, see, you have been invited for a good cause and you are playing with your thoughts. You are thinking you should not go. That is not good. That's not good. And then I realized something. And after realizing, I thought, okay, if I have committed something, please forgive me. Okay, they are asking me to go there for some good cause,